Thank you. Thank you very much. Dear delegates and guests, thank you very much for inviting me to joining such nice of the for today. It's very honored to speak about the ports of Piraeus. Since 2010, then COSCO Shipping started to make the cooperation and to start the ports of Piraeus. And the ports of Piraeus had everything required to transform into a regional maritime hub and also the main gateway to Europe because of his very good strategical geography point. And also in the crossroad of the three continents, which is located in the countries. So COSCO Shipping, on the other hand, we are the very big shipping companies in the world, and whatever for the container lines, for the tank business, for LNG business, and also for bulk carrier, and for the passenger ships. So we are the very big shipping companies in the world. So we identified the value of the port of the Piraeus since very early times. So in 2010, and we are the only one in the tender to get the container terminals, especially for the PR2 and PR3 at that time. So during a because in 2010, this is a very, very difficult times of the Greek for the economic concession period. So from that time until now, that we already almost about 10 to 12 years, we achieved very much for this container business. I can show you that we during the in 2010 our container business, our throughput is only about 800,000 TEUs. But in 2019, we already reached about 5.6 million TEUs. And even for last year and this year, and we also reach about more than 5 million TEUs throughput. So right now that the port of Piraeus is already to be the Mediterranean's and all of the Europe's top fives of the ports, and also from the world rankings, and since 2010 we are in the port of Piraeus for the container business is in the 93 ranking, in the 93, but right now we are in the 29th of the positions. So in fact, since COSCO Shipping began to control and operate the port of Piraeus until today, the total investment which we are doing in the port of Piraeus is already reached about 1 billion euros, and leading to a very huge port modernization and upgrade. So in the last years, the port of Piraeus has becoming a symbol of the mutually beneficial and win-win cooperations with the Belt and Road Initiative and concerned with the Asia, Africa, and Europe. It has become one of the most important transshipment hubs in the Central and East Europe, playing a very important role in the international trade as a gateways to the Mediterranean. Concerning the Middle East, the Balkans, Southern Europe, and also the hinterland of the Central and Eastern Europe, through land and sea logistic channels, it is also we think that the port of Piraeus is also the closest harbor port to the Suez Canal, which is for the main mother container ships. Right now is almost reach about 20,000 TEU ships, which is from the Far East through the Suez Canal to the East Europe. So the port of Piraeus is also located in the very nearest distance with the Suez Canal. So what has been exactly done that lead to the remarkable development? Firstly, we think the excellent bilateral Greek-Chinese cooperation combined the best of the both worlds. Secondly, COSCO shipping, which has invested in the right directions from the beginning, implementing upgrade projects on all critical port areas. It means we built the new container terminals, PR3, the logistic and also the warehousing, also the ship repairing zone and the cruise, and also the car and the ferry terminals, which we are undergoing on. The aim was also to enhance the Port of Piraeus' positioning as an integrated and comprehensive port, offering a completely range of the service to increasing its international competitiveness. Through all the enhancement already implemented and overall extension of the capacity of the port was also achieved, but also a significant upgrade of the services provided through the digitalization and also modernization of the facilities and also infrastructure which we are undergoing on. The redevelopment projects are multi-dimensional and are either implemented or currently in different implementation phase. For instance, they involve the purchase and installation of the, we also built to bring the one of the new floating tanks, floating docks, to improve and also maintenance of the port infrastructure, the ship repairings, and we try to accommodate all of the facilities and also upgrading of the ports of in the ship repairing zone, and try to provide it all very good, like the cranes, the pavement, the floating docks into the ports of Piraeus in order to increasing the numbers of the ship repairing ships. So 5 years before, in the ports of Piraeus, we only, for the ship repairing ships, is almost about 70 ships. But right now, we already reach about 150 ships per year to make the ship repairing in the ports of Piraeus. So I think it is worth mentioning that recently, the second part of the broad infrastructure improvement, and also we are doing some project even in the Parma ship repairing area. So we already created the Port of Piraeus as East-Med ship repairing hubs, and I think we already to create it. And right now, even sometimes we cannot to let all of the foreigner ships to be berthing in the ports of Piraeus to make the repairing, because it's full of the capacities. So this, I think, is just because we attracted more ship owners, ship operators to be berthing in the ports of Piraeus for the ship repairing. And for the container point of view, our capacity is still, right now we still have the total capacity. Right now we already have about 7.2 million TEUs capacity, but right now we are over 5 million. So we still have the more capacity to let all of the shipping companies to be berthed as a hub for the container point of view. So what is the even more important, which I have to mention, is that for the passenger and also the international cruiser ships, which is comprehensively growth in the ports of Piraeus. So especially in this year, there are a lot of international cruiser put Ports of Piraeus at the international hub for the tourists. So we almost recovered the passenger ships compared during these pandemic times. So this year we already reached about 700 ships calling, cruiser ships calling in the ports of Piraeus, and created about 600,000 of the passengers, which is make the tours on the ships and also on the cities of the Piraeus and the cities of the Athens and also the whole of the province of the Attica. So we think that the more and more international cruiser operator will put the Piraeus as the ports of Piraeus as the home ports. So it will create the more benefit for all of our societies in the Greek and also for all of the Attica province for the tourist. And the growth of the port of Piraeus, I think, is very obviously. It's not only in the ranking, capacity, and the service level, but also on the our financial result. So in 2021, Port of Piraeus already achieved a history record in financial performance involving in all of the business levels. And also, this year, our 9 months of the 2022, our profit and already exceeded our 4 years profit for 2021. So this year, we also can create the very good profit for the company. So we're expecting that there will be the new record high in revenue and also profitabilities. And of course, this what is more important is that we also share of this benefit go back to the society through our indirect or direct to the coastal municipalities. And we're doing a lot of benefits for the coastal, because along our port of authority, we have the 4 of the city municipalities, and we give them a lot of social responsibilities and let all of the peoples to have the working in the port of Piraeus. We almost have every day have about 3,000 to 4,000 our direct laborers to be working in the ports of Piraeus, and also we created indirect employment about 10,000 people working in this field. So we have the continually contribution of our PPA to the local and the national economic. Based on the one of the figures which is created from the one of the university, that our added value for the Greek economic reaching in 2021 and estimated is about 0.76% of the total country's GDP. In addition to 0.06% of the state tax revenues. And we also maintain a very, very strong pool of the about more than 1,100 supplies company, with the majority coming from our local community. It is also to, just I mentioned that we created about 4,000 peoples with directly job and working in our ports of Piraeus. So, close, I think very close next to making an impact to society is for the PPA, the constant effort towards generating a very positive impacts to the environmental. As one of the country's largest company, Port of Piraeus is well aware of its duty to contribute to the national, European, and global efforts towards achieving climate changing targets. The company is also aware of the even great responsibility towards protecting the environmental by reducing the environmental consequence of its own activities. So one pillar involves action for the energy consumption reduction, but also for the generating of our own green energy. So I think we, during these 2 and 3 years, we also, of our company, we hold the Eco Port status in Greek, and also the list of the most sustainable companies in Greece in 2022. So due to the strong performance in ESG, our PPA, Port of Piraeus, is also already amongst the 35 listed company, which are included in the new ESG index launched by the Athens Stock Exchange, because we are also the listed stock exchanging companies in Greek. So before closing my speech, I would like to stress the fact that all redevelopment projects at the Port of the Piraeus strengthen the connection between Greece and the rest of the world. And we are sure that Greece will benefit from the all well-deserved world-class maritime hub. The Port of Piraeus today is our busiest, also the very busiest passenger port in Europe, and also very important cruiser destination, and also the ship home ports. The fastest growth container ports in the world, a major logistic center, and also the ship repair center in the Mediterranean, and also is a very global gateways to the East Med area. So this is what we are doing during these 10 and 12 years since we have involved in the operations of the Port of Piraeus. So thank you very much. Thank you.